Committee on Laws and Ordinances and the Committee on Police, Fire and Penology is hereby called to order. Please rise for the invocation. Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Heavenly Father, we come to you today asking for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this public hearing. Help us to engage in meaningful discussion and nurture the bonds of community. Fill us with your grace to make decisions that affect our city, and continue to remind us that all that we do here today, all that we accomplish, is for the pursuit of truth, for the greater glory of you, and for the service of humanity. We ask these things in your name. Amen. In the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Bayang magiliw, perlas ng silanganan, alab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay.
Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting. Sa manlulupi, di ka pasisingil.
Sa dagat ang tulog, sa simoy at sa langit mong buhaw. May dilag ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal.
Ang iskap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagniningning.
Ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidilim.
Sumanang araw ng walang ipagsimba, joy ay langit sa Pinoy. Iwag ang hinaya na may marami.
Ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Once again, good afternoon. May hapon tong tanan. So I welcome you all to this public hearing on the ordinance prohibiting arrest or detention of motorists involved in traffic accidents resulting in injury or death without prior investigation, providing penalties therefore and for other purposes. Before anything else, I'd like to acknowledge the members of the committees. Is jointly organized by the Committee on Laws and Ordinances and the Joint Committee on Police, Fire and Penology. With me is the Vice Chairman of the Committee on Laws, Councilor Joel Sano. To my right is the Chairman of the Committee on Police, Fire and Penology, Councilor Anjong Ikalina. And Vice Chair, Councilor Jen Delmar. And Member, Councilor Cesar Saul Kamal. And then we are pleased to acknowledge the presence of our resource persons whom we have invited to provide more insights on this proposed ordinance. I'd like to acknowledge for Police Lieutenant Wilfredo Dayon, sir, of the Regional Highway Patrol Group, Region 7. And then we have, of course, City Prosecutor, the Chief Prosecutor of the City of Mandaue, the Honorable May Francis Nakipil, our former IBP President of Cebu City, and now Dean of the University of San Carlos, College of Law, Attorney Jose Glenn Capanas. Good afternoon, sir. And then we have from the Cebu Road Heroes, we have Mr. Peter Ryan Go. Will you please join us? And of course, Mr. Pepper Kisambing from the Cebu Road Heroes. And then with us also from the Philippine National Police, we have Pio4 Joselito del Calzada. And we have also Police Captain Gadiano, sir, of Mandawi Police Office. Mandawi Police Office. Oh, thank you. And then the head of our traffic enforcement and management of the city of Mandawi. We have our department head, Harold Retuya, together with the chief of the legal division of the traffic enforcement and management unit of the city of Mandawi. First, we have Attorney John. And we are expecting also other attendees to be coming in, but we as well just start the discussion of this proposed ordinance. As a briefer, this ordinance was proposed in view of the rising incidents of vehicular accidents involving a four-wheel and a two-wheel vehicle, usually a motorcycle and a truck, or a motorcycle and an automobile. It resulted either death or injury to the motorcycle driver. These incidents led some concerns, particularly on the motorists, on the operators of the vehicles of the truck or the automobiles that turns out to be the offended vehicle, not the offending vehicle. Because in most cases, it appears that the standard operating procedure of the Philippine National Police in those incidents is to detain and arrest the surviving operator of the vehicle involved in the accident, which later on is found to be not liable of the accident. So an ordinance is being proposed that requires a formal traffic investigation before any arrest or detention is being made. So to go to the ordinance, Section 1. Section 1, this ordinance shall be known as the Anti-Illegal Arrest or Detention and Traffic Accidents Ordinance of Mandawi City. Section 2, the purpose of the ordinance seeks to ensure the just treatment of motorists involved in traffic accidents resulting in injury or death, by prohibiting their arrest or detention without a formal traffic investigation shall not be conducted, establishing fault, negligence, or imprudence. Section 3 are the definition of terms. What is a traffic accident? A formal traffic investigation. What is who is a motorist? And what is reckless imprudence and simple imprudence? Section 4, which is the most important provision of the ordinance, is on arrest or detention. It states here that no motorist involved in a traffic accident resulting in injury or death shall be arrested, detained, or held in custody by law enforcement authorities unless and until, number 1, a formal traffic investigation be conducted. Number 2, the investigation establishes that the motorist was at fault or negligent or imprudent, either solely or mutually with the other motorists and or victims of the traffic accident. Section 5, any motorist arrested and detained in violation of the ordinance shall be immediately released unless a law enforcement officer shall have other legal grounds to detain the motorist, such as, but not limited to, other violations of land transportation and traffic code, penal laws, and statutes. Penalties: any law enforcement officer is found to have violated the provision of this ordinance shall be penalized with a fine of not more than 5,000 pesos, not prejudice to other penal administrative liabilities under existing laws and regulations. Section 7, and supplementary application of land transportation code, and 8 is separability, 9 repealing, and 10 effectivity. I'd like to acknowledge the arrival and the presence of Honorable Raul Cabahog, a member of the Committee on Laws and Ordinances. So after going over the salient provisions of the ordinance, we will now open the floor to discussion to hear the inputs of our resource persons. We may start with, who wants to start? We start with Attorney Glenn Capanas, the Dean of the College of Law.
thankful, Mr. Chair, to this august body for this opportunity. Um, the intentions of this proposed measure are very noble. In fact, looking at the whereas clauses, the proposed measure talks about the 1987 Constitution, and that is recognized and it is guaranteed. And then it also mentions about Rule 113 about warrantless arrest. I'll go direct to the point on Section 4, as you have read, Mr. Chair. My comments are the following. Number one, we know that the Supreme Court of the Philippines has the rule-making power under Article 8, Section 5, subparagraph 5. And Rule 113 also, on the revised rules on criminal procedure, there are 3 instances when arrest may be effected without warrant. One is in flagrante delicto, the other one is hot pursuit, and the other one is on the SKP. In my humble opinion, Section 4 may modify these 3 instances and may be challenged for violating the rule-making power of the Supreme Court. Number 2, when I looked at the phrase formal traffic investigation, while this is defined in essence as an official inquiry, if this measure is passed, I respectfully recommend, if the committee will consider, to ask the PNP what is really meant by a formal traffic investigation, or is there another term for this currently? I made that comment because the following questions need to be addressed. When can one be considered as an official inquiry? Is it an official inquiry if it is signed by the investigator and approved by the head of the office? What about if there is a motion for reconsideration? Normally, in my experience, it happened also in the past. Is there an opportunity for appeals? And if yes, up to what extent or level? Because we know that in a police office, for example, there are policemen who heads a traffic investigation unit, and we don't know if it is still possible to elevate the matter to the head of the city police, or to the regional level, or to the provincial level. On Section 5, in my opinion, there is no objectionable phrase on this one, because I know for a fact that ordinarily the decision to release an arrested persons rests with the courts or the prosecutors. Although I understand I might be wrong, but as far as my experience I can recall, there is no explicit policy or rule in regard to releases by law enforcement officer, but I believe that that is not prohibited. In fact, under Article 125 of the Revised Penal Code, police officers have the duty to deliver persons arrested. So impliedly, they are allowed to release persons, for example, arrested, if the period is already or has already expired. The proponent cited RA 4136. When I look at RA 4136, Section 2, it talks about registration and operation of motor vehicles, licensing of owners, dealers, conductors, drivers, and similar matters. My point is, even without this proposed measure, with due respect, there are still remedies available to the offended party. One of the remedies, for example, is a petition for habeas corpus. In the case of Salibo versus Warden, GR 197597, April 8, 2015, the Supreme Court, speaking through Senior Associate Justice Leonen, said that habeas corpus is the proper remedy for a person deprived of liberty due to mistaken identity. In such cases, the person is not under any lawful process and is continuously being illegally detained. The second remedy of the offended party is actually to file criminal cases. And we know under Title II, Crime Against Fundamental Revised Penal Code, we have the following under Article 124 on arbitrary detention, Article 125, Article 126. And if I may also cite, there is a Supreme Court case, I'm talking about Aluzan versus Fortunado, GR number 249274, 30 August 2023, where the Supreme Court found NBI agents for violation of Article 124 of the RPC for arbitrary detention and for grave misconduct before the Ombudsman. And the Supreme Court affirmed the decision of the Court of Appeals, which found petitioners guilty of simple neglect of duty and imposed on them the penalty of suspension from office for a period of 2 months without pay. And then we also have Article 269, which is about unlawful arrest. And lastly, we have Article, RA 7438 regarding rights of persons arrested, detained, or under custodial investigation and duties of public officers. And lastly, Mr. Chair, we also have under RA 7309, those who may file claims for compensation for those persons who were unjustly accused, convicted, imprisoned, unjustly detained, and released without being charged, victim of arbitrary or illegal detention. And lastly, Mr. Chair, if I may, I was also able to find a standard operating procedure of the Philippine National Police. And I'm talking about PNP Standard Operating Procedure number 2011-001, February 15, 2011. The title is Policy Guidelines and Procedures on Police Response to Major Road Traffic Accidents. And in this particular manual, the scope of the application is this. The HPG, or the Highway Patrol Group, shall take cognizance of all major road traffic accidents occurring along the highways. All police regional officers shall act as first responders to any major road traffic along the highways and turn over the case to HPG for the completion of the procedural investigation and dispositions. The police regional office shall remain responsible in the investigation of all road traffic accidents that transpired along the municipal and barangay roads within the respective jurisdiction. So looking at this particular manual, I humbly believe that this standard operating procedure of the PNP can also be looked into in order to afford additional remedies in favor of the offended party. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Attorney Capanas. Any comment on that? With regard to the first, the one you mentioned about the violation of the rules on rulemaking powers of the Supreme Court, is that is with reference to the rules of criminal procedure?
Yes, sir.
What in particular is being violated, Attorney Capanas?
Because I understand warrantless arrest is actually supported by Rule 113. And then, if, for example, we have a proposed measure that prohibits arresting officers from arresting persons under warrantless arrest in the absence of a formal traffic investigation report, I believe that the measure actually adds or modifies those instances when warrantless arrest can be effective.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
This is addressed to the PNP, right? No? But Attorney Capanas, you are in agreement that the death or injury is just a consequence of the accident. It was not the intention to kill or to injure any of the victims, right? So we're talking here of an incident where there was an accident, and then as a result of the accident, someone died or someone was injured, right? So this is an unintentional crime, right? as compared to an intentional one. Now, to the police. Setting aside na there was an injury or nay namatay, no? Or nay patantaway namatay. What is the standard operating procedure kung nay magbangga? What happens? What do you usually do? Yes. You press the one.
Yes, sir. As a standard operating procedure, we provide police response. Then we investigate the case, sir.
You what, sir?
We provide police response and we investigate.
All right. When you say you investigate, where do you conduct the investigation?
The moment we receive the complaint, it's either walk-in complainant or through telephone call, sir. It's the start of the investigation already, sir.
We have here the team, no? When you say,
Yes, sir.
isn't it the fact that in every traffic accidents, no? Whether Mandawi or outside of Mandawi City, magbangga, maganin sa kanan, the first responders would be the team.
Yes,
The
sir.
other responder would be the traffic investigator in the field who will what? Conduct a sketch,
Yes, sir.
get the information of the operators of the vehicles. Right?
Yes, sir.
But the investigation is actually done at the traffic investigation office.
No, sir. The moment the police officer arrives at the scene, it's already part and parcel of the whole process of investigation, sir. As I said a while ago, sir, the moment police officers receive a call, a complaint, it's either walk-in or telephone call. That's the start of the whole process of investigation, sir.
Okay,
Much more if the police officer respond to the crime scene, sir.
and what takes place, what is the function and duty of the traffic investigation and the traffic enforcement office after the police officer submits all those traffic sketch and the documents of the traffic investigator? What is his duty and function?
Come again, sir.
Di ba, magbangga man.
Yes, sir.
So, a police officer responds, secures, conducts an investigation, gets the data and everything. Right? Is this the same officer who is responsible in conducting the investigation at the office of the traffic enforcement unit?
Yes, sir. He's one and the same person who process the documents, sir, and bring it before the office of TEO, sir.
Yeah. Ang procedure, no? We simplify, di ba? Ang procedure, pila mo tayo makasuway ng aksidente.
Yes, sir.
Mga aksidente ka, you require the operators of the vehicles to go to the traffic section for further investigation.
Sir, let us clarify the matter, sir. Under Article 365, if it only involves...
Asking you, what is the
Yes, sir.
procedure right now?
Yes.
You don't have to cite the particular section. Akong pumunta na ang standard operating procedure karon sa traffic police, na team ng traffic police, magbangga man gani, di ba inyong patuon ang motorista ng driver ngadto sa traffic office para investigation?
I will qualify, sir. I will qualify my answer, sir. If it involves injury or death, the investigator, the police officer, could effect arrest immediately at the crime scene, sir. If it only involves damage to property, sir, that's the time we bring the parties to the officer because we cannot effect arrest on matters involving damage to property only, sir.
Yeah, that's why the question is damage to property, right?
Yes, sir.
Do we confirm that, the team? Mo na procedure?
Good afternoon, no, attorney. Ang actual yun nga ang karon jud current na ang mahitabo is when dunay bangga, ang first maginan ang mo response kay kami man mo naa sa ground yan naa sa may mga mobile patrol na grouping. Once na ay reported na bangga, amo nang i-try jud og settle sa diha sa ground kay dili man may gusto nga kanang maka-cause jud og traffic ba. Now kung dili jud siya ma-settle diha, that would be that time nga motawag mi sa TEU para manganawag mi groundkeeper, meaning kanang police, mao na siya ang investigador. Nya the same goes with especially kung duna na joy involved nga injury or kanang 0-0 gid ang victim gyud, diretso kuan gid na kanang automatic gid ayon ang roadkeeper nga tawagon kay basta accidents ilaha man ang jurisdiction. Ang amoa part na mo, role na mo ana during kanang especially if it involves kanang fatalities ba. Ang amoa jud ana is impounding ra gyud. O towing and impounding. So the rest sa ilaha na ang investigation, sketching sa police na sa TEU.
Iniguman nagabot sa roadkeeper unsa may tabo.
Si roadkeeper na mo kuan attorney, siya na mo dito sa mga parties ba. Nya kung dili jud sila makuan mo na nga mag-adto jud sa ilaha sa TEU office
Para for what?
for formal investigation, ingana na
Formal investigation. Correct.
further investigation.
So in your traffic enforcement unit in your office, you have a traffic investigator assigned in your office, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. And that role niya is to what?
To investigate, sir.
The accident.
Yes, sir, of course.
And that investigator's report will be the basis of what? The police report,
Yes, sir.
not the roadkeeper.
No, the police report itself, sir.
Yes,
From
but
the-
the one who will prepare the report, the police report, and sign is not the roadkeeper but the traffic investigator. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
The roadkeeper is mao na siya ang katong investigador gud, siya na nag-handle sa case.
Yes, pero
O mo na ikuan karon.
yes,
Kung kinsa mo daggan sa ground at inigbalik sa TEU, siya ra na siya may investigador ana nga case.
investigador na.
Oh, investigador.
Ana, kung mangayo kag police report, especially for insurance purposes, ang issue sa police report kay ang traffic investigator. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
And then noted by the chief of traffic. Sakto,
Yes,
diba, sir? So, ang mupirma sa traffic investigation sa police report is not the roadkeeper who responded to the site of the accident. Sakto?
The one who signs the police report is the chief of the TEU, sir.
Come again.
The chief of the traffic enforcement unit, sir.
Okay. So, in other words, do na the investigation ay conduct ang traffic enforcement unit sa inyong opisina.
Yes, sir, of course.
Okay. No? I try to let you understand why I'm pointing that out. Because the purpose of investigation is determine what? Who is at fault? Sakto?
Under the 2011 DIDM manual, sir, the purpose of investigation is to identify the suspects, locate their whereabouts, and provide evidence of their guilt.
Yes, but it is also to determine who is at fault. Vehicle A, vehicle B, vehicle C, right?
That's the end in view of the investigation, sir.
In fact, in the police report, the traffic police report, you will identify party A, party B, party C, D, right? With the
Yes,
details.
yes, sir.
And then there is a conclusion there, who is at fault?
Yes, sir.
Who makes that conclusion?
The investigation himself.
Traffic investigator. So the traffic investigator who was not at the crime scene will be the one who will make the conclusion. Sakto?
Sir,
During the investigation.
the one who makes the investigation is the one who responds to the crime scene, sir.
Correct. No, the one who will make the investigation, the one who will make the police report is your traffic investigator using the evidences prepared by the roadkeeper who got the data from the crime scene. Let's say si Sergeant, no, Lieutenant Ator, no? Si ang responder. And then, iyang gikuha, sketch tanan, right? Human, imong gisubmit sa traffic investigator, nga say si Attorney Jan, traffic investigator, ang mo-prepare, ang mo-conduct sa investigation, dili si Ator, ang mo-conduct sa investigation si, let's say, Captain Jan, di ba? When I am a party of the accident, I will request for a police report kasi mo pirma. Ikaw o siya? Ikaw mo pirma, right? Because you were the investigator, correct? But the investigation was based on the evidences that was gathered by Sir the Senator. Sakto? Am I right so far?
Sir, I think the right person to somewhat discuss the procedure, sir, is...
Because I also read your manual of procedure here.
Yes, sir.
Your manual of procedure from PNP indicates first responder.
Yes, sir.
And then there's also crime scene investigator.
But in the
Kasi ba-
case of Mandawi City, sir, the one who respond to the crime scene is the investigator himself, sir.
Okay, but in this particular case, as you mentioned earlier, the one who will make the report, the traffic report, is your traffic investigator at the traffic enforcement unit.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So going back to Attorney Capanas, this is why we prepared this one. We agree that the death or injury is a consequence of the accident, right? The traffic investigation conducted by the traffic enforcement unit is supposed to determine who was at fault. Party A ba? Party B pa?
Yes.
So, in other words, before mo gawas ang investigation report sa police, wa pa hibawi kasi sa daan. Di ba? Wa pa hibawi. May bawaan lang na siya, inighuman o imbestigar sa traffic investigator, niya mahimo sa recommendation. So, in that situation, given that the accident, the death and injury was just a consequence, why is it automatically that kung na'y mamatay, o na'y ma-injury, ang gatong buhi ng driver mo, may dakpan o pa investigation? That is my question. Na, ang traffic investigator man gani, who was not at the crime scene, will only depend on the facts that are submitted by the roadkeeper, will have to determine first who was at fault before determining liability. Why is it automatically at the crime scene, dakpon na ninyo ang buhi ng motorista? So that is the question, man. That is the question. Well, it's an open question right now. Why is that the standard operating procedure right now of the PNP?
I will anchor my answer on Section 5, Rule 113 of the Revised Rules of Court. First, in flagrante delicto. When in his presence or in the presence of the police officer, the crime is committed, then he can effect arrest. Then the second thing is hot pursuit doctrine. In the second case, sir, the police officer was not present during the occurrence of the crime, but he responded. Based on personal knowledge of facts and circumstances gathered through investigation, sir, he can effect arrest, sir.
I think, sir, you were explained the distinction between an intentional crime and an unintentional crime, di ba? Because, correct me if I'm wrong, we have a case called the Kapil and Attorney Capanas. Kanang ingon delicto or etc. At least you have personal knowledge, di ba? You have personal knowledge. The police officer has a personal knowledge. If you discuss lang the procedure right now sa traffic investigation, even the field officer cannot make a determination who was at fault. An officer who was not there, which is the traffic investigation, had to investigate first who was at fault. So how can it be in flagrante delicto for the investigating officer who was not even there at the crime scene?
I will quote the second form of warrantless arrest, sir, the hot pursuit doctrine. As I said, sir, in the concept of hot pursuit doctrine, the police officer was not there during the happening of the incident. Only that he responded after the fact, sir. Then he investigate. That's the time he acquired probable cause based on circumstances that indeed a crime was committed and the person he's going to arrest has committed a crime, sir. Sir, I will quote Article 3 of the revised penal code. There are two forms of felonies, intentional felony and culpable felony. In intentional felony, there is intent. However, in culpable felony, there must be imprudence, negligence, lack of foresight, lack of skill. If you'll go over the whole Book 1 and Book 2, sir, Article 365 is the only article that discusses imprudence, negligence, lack of foresight, and lack of skill. With that, sir, connecting the dots, intentional felony or culpable felony, either way, we could effect warrantless arrest. Thank you, sir.
Maybe we can hear from Fiscal Deputy Bill.
To support the position of the police, intentional felony and unintentional felony, meaning katong culpable felony, which is unintentional, is still a crime. So if it is committed, then the police can effect warrantless arrest. That is my position, sir.
Yeah, but again, going back to the only issue here, actually, on Honorable the KPL is why is the motorist operator or the motorist immediately detained or arrested even before a traffic investigation was being conducted?
Yeah, my position also is that when the driver, the living driver, the surviving driver is brought to the police station, I don't think that is an arrest right away because that is still part of the investigation. That is could be turned as an invitation to the police station or for the purpose of conducting a traffic investigation. It is not yet an arrest.
So the cases that are being endorsed to the prosecutor's office contain a report of the traffic police stating that the said and so motorist was at fault.
Yes, they make that kind of conclusion at the end, at the latter part of the traffic investigation report.
Are we talking about the situation where there's death or injury?
Yes. Usually they write there that vehicle A or vehicle B is at fault. There are also instances that is where there is also vague findings of the police on who is at fault.
Because from my understanding, in injury and death cases, the police will not release the detained motorist
Yes.
if there is a complainant who will file, either the family member or of the deceased.
I think that
But there is no particular report coming from the traffic enforcement unit stating that that person who was detained was liable. Sa akong nasabtan sa proseso sa SOP sa traffic, kung nai-detain, huwaton lang nila kung katong reglementary period. Kung wa gani mo file ng complaint, kailang release. Ano, mag-agad lang sila sa isaman sa pamilya sa biktima. Pero, ang traffic enforcement unit will not conduct an investigation determining who is at fault. Huwaton lang nila ang pamilya kung mo file ba kaso di. Diba? See, there's a gap there. Ba? Why would you pass it? Why would you wait? Why would you pass it to the prosecutor? Why would you pass it to the complainant when it's supposed to be the responsibility of the traffic enforcement, the traffic investigator, to make its own findings? Because ako, as a practicing lawyer, I defended cases like this. Ang police report may basihan sa, diba, sa kanang kaso. O niya, ang police report, dili indicative. Kana di finding. So, si Mitabo, ma-dismiss na yapon. Pero, ang gatong na preso, just imagine being detained. Being arrested, being detained. Yan, sa Mitabo, gugaro na, ito nakita, no? I'm not generalizing, but kanigo pangitabo nga Makita nimo nga ang aksidente di mo jud tungod sa nabanggaan, tungod sa nakabangga. Pero namatay man nabanggaan, nakabangga, ang kato na lang buhi may dakpon. Which I think is unfair and unjust. So, mo na nga, tungod sa lapse, sa ako nakita, nga na lapse of procedure ba, nga kung nag-conduct lang ng investigation siguro ang traffic police, before na dakpon, di na mawawaan kung naabay sa jud ang dakpon o ang i-detain o ang i-arrest. Nang nahimo di siya. But of course, this is subject to any revision that will be compliant with the rules of court. But the primary objective is at least to protect also the right to liberty, di ba? And due process of the other motorist who was presumed not negligent in driving and operating a vehicle. Peter.
Sir, if I can share also sa imong gi-mention bago lang ba, medyo naka-remember sad ko katong when you mentioned about kaning maghuwat ra ang authority na naay mo complain, which is I think also a good point na ma-iron out ni nato ang proseso yun ba kay I have a simple experience ana dinhi sa Mandawi long before na nabanggaan sad ko na back end ko no. So niadto mi sa TU ana dan of course na automatic naman to sadaan sa naka-igo na ako sa luyo. But kana mo nakakuha na ko ba na the policeman asked me kung ako pa ba kuno aka nang mo isyuhan ba kuno niyang ticket tong katong nakabangga na ako, which mo say nakakuan sa imuhang point ba na di ba it's the authorities job man to do that. So murag in that part sad ba mo agree ko na dapat na agi diligence sad unta ang authorities. It's not dili maghuwat ra sa complainant ba. So mo tong nahitabo sa ako kay nayon ang pulis na sir isyuhan ni nato og ticket na kung ano dili man kay ni settle na kuno. So murag of course wasag ko knowledge pa ato so I just let it go. But later on naka-realize ako na kato dapat trabaho to sa police. And unsay sakto ato kung sad-an gito siya, tikitan gito siya.
Thank you. Yes, Attorney Senator.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Ang kani siya nga gi-auto ni Consiel Carlo. This is actually an offshoot of what happened recently diri sa Mandawi. No, nga katong diri duol gyud sa ako ang balay sa Cambaro nga ang truck naghunong because of stop. Kunya ang nahitabo ang katong motorcycle niagi sa atubangan while naghunong ang truck. Direkta gyud atubangan gyud siya ni agi sa truck. Nya pag go abante sa truck wa siya makit-i. So naligiran patay ang katong nag-angkas. Buhi ang katong nag-drive sa motor. Ang gidakop ang driver sa truck. So atong i-relate if we will relate this to the proposed or the draft ordinance, the prohibition states that no person shall be arrested ug naay mga inahanang insidente unless under paragraph A sa section 4 formal traffic investigation is conducted. Now, my question is anybody can answer. Pwede ang team, pwede ang PNP. Of course, namatay ko ano, namumugisubay na sige subay dito. When is the formal traffic investigation musugod? Kay ang ato ang section 4 nisulti diri nga dili madakop pero pwede ninyong dakpon ug nagsugod na ang formal traffic investigation. My question is kanus aman musugod ang formal traffic investigation? We know that there are stages. I'm not very familiar but what I know is this. To determine liability, muna siya ang katong purpose investigation. Determine who are the culprits or who is at fault. Data analysis, witnesses interviews, muadto sa scene, immediate response. I'm talking about immediate response. And also, kanang ipang-secure ang area. Now, my question is, when is the formal investigation begin? Anybody can answer.
Sir, when is the formal investigation?
Sir, on our part, sir, the 2011 PNP DIDM manual investigation doesn't mention of formal investigation. It only mentions of the word investigation, sir. So we follow the manual, sir. As I said a while ago, sir, the investigation starts the moment the police officer receives complaints, sir. It's either walk-in or through telephone call, sir.
Okay, now, ug panalitan, butala na to, God forbid, na-discuss siya dito, naagi na injured. Injured lang, di lang kayo na to, patyon na yun ba? Nanawag na yun. O, di adri aksidente. Inig response ninyo, that's the investigation.
Yes, sir.
Inig-abot dito.
From the moment we receive
From the moment you receive the phone call.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so, ang interval, from the moment you receive the phone call, up to the time nga gi-arrest, how many minutes or hours are we talking about?
It is but subjective, sir.
Yes, I know,
depending on
but the average, inig-abot dito, wa may mo dakop, litan nagbuyod pa diha. Di ba? Di man nadakpon niya ang katong nakadasmagsad, na-shock pa na siya, then probably about mga 30 minutes ni abot dito. So, wa magyunay dakpon pa diha, di ba? Kay napaman dito. Nagkuhan pa. So, inikadawat ninyo sa phone call, sugod na ng investigation. Then, travel time, padung dito sa scene of the accident, that is still part of the investigation. So, what you're saying, in effect, there is no point in time nga maka-arrest. You agree?
I do not subscribe to the idea that we can arrest, sir.
Yes, because ang may tabo magod, ug ato siya imong proviso ang kaning paragraph A, unless and until a formal traffic investigation, ato na lang tangtangan ng formal, a traffic investigation has been conducted. Meaning, pagsugod og pagtawag, di na din madakop.
Sir, if I may, sir,
Yes.
let us go back to Section 5, Rule 113 of the Revised Rules of Court, sir, particularly Paragraph 2, sir. The quantum of proof required in effecting arrest is only probable cause, sir.
Yes.
Atong hubaron sa Binisaya, sir, igong kapasikaran para i-aresto si person who is at fault, sir.
So, in other words, okay, don't get me wrong, ha?
Yes, sir.
I'm talking about along the line nga parehas sa inyong protocol.
Yes.
Nga inig tawag wa gyud nay dakop na nang mahitabo. You agree? According to this ordinance.
Yes.
The draft ordinance, because no motorists involved in a traffic accident resulting in injury or death shall be arrested. So, we said and we agreed nga inigtawag pa lang, investigation na. No? So, unless musugod na ang investigation, musamot nga dili na gyud siya madakop.
We beg to disagree, sir.
So, meaning pwede pa siya madakop.
Yes, sir, of course, sir.
Yeah, okay. I'm talking about this ordinance. Then you disagree sa kanisya nga ordinance nga pwede gyapon siyang madakop maski na og nitawag na nga nisugod na ang formal investigation.
Yes, sir. It is
Yes,
our
okay.
humble submission, sir, that we can effect warrantless arrest, sir.
Correct. Because of that probable cause.
Yes, sir.
That probably there was a crime committed, like for example, intoxicated ang driver. You will also determine that. Yes. And also there was contributory negligence.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
If you've mentioned contributory negligence, sir.
Yes, sir.
Then we will connect it with the previous incident you mentioned a while ago, sir.
Correct.
Yes, based on the video, sir, the motorist riding the motorcycle may be negligent, but his negligence is but only contributory, sir. It doesn't give permission to the driver of the truck to run across the driver of the motorcycle,
Correct.
sir.
Correct, sir. Now, I'm trying to justify sa inyong pag sulting nga dili pwede. No? Nga dili siya pwede, nga pwede siyang i-arrest. Because what you're saying is you can still arrest even if there is a formal investigation or if there is already a call and you can still arrest.
Yes, sir.
That's what you're saying. That's what this meant. That is what is written in your protocol, your manual. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that run counter, this provision is ining sukuhi sa inyong protocol.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
If I may, sir.
Yes, sir.
I will expound, sir. Under the hot pursuit doctrine, sir, there is this element of immediacy. Meaning, from the moment you received the call, you responded, then within this word immediacy, sir, covered siya, sir, subjective siya, then we can effect arrest on the person who we found at fault, sir.
Okay. Now, moving forward sa katong nga incident, you're saying na in accordance with your protocol and in accordance with Rule 113, Rules of Criminal Procedure, under particular provision sa warrantless arrest, hot pursuit. So, in effect, di gyud siya ma-applicable ang kanisya, dili gyud siya applicable. That's what you're saying.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is against those rules na atong na-mention.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what you're saying in ato sa i-connect sa katong gisulti ni Dean Capanas kanina, mo conflict siya.
It runs counter to the
Yes,
existing...
mo conflict siya sa existing rules of criminal procedure which was promulgated by the Supreme Court. So, yes.
Along that line, sir, where you were talking about formal traffic investigation, the committee might consider adding the phrase or words, for example, like a formal traffic investigation has started, comma, or is ongoing, or has been conducted. Because in the PNP manual, as long as there is already a call that was made, then that's the start of the traffic investigation and the PNP can still effect arrest.
Okay. Noted. Thank you.
Okay, but in the traffic investigation, when do you dispense a finding of fault? When do you dispense that? Because in a damage to property na Monday report, the damage sa property, auto lang or bangga ba, the traffic investigation officer will always submit his recommendation who is at fault. When is it dispensed?
It is incumbent upon the handling investigator, sir, on when he ceases the investigation, sir.
I'm sorry,
It is incumbent upon the handling investigator as to when he concludes the investigation, sir, because each investigation is different from other investigations, sir.
Okay, just usually, let's say, going back to the situation, may namatay, mag-investigate pa, traffic investigator, na.
Sir, if there is someone, if someone dies as a consequence of vehicular accident, then res ipsa locator, sir, the thing speaks for itself. Someone has to be made liable for the death of that person, sir.
So there is a formal report.
Not yet, sir. During the arrest, sir, we need na.
Are you with the traffic? Are you assigned the traffic enforcement unit?
I am the legal officer of Mandawi City Police Officer. I am not.
Have you conducted a traffic investigation?
Yes, sir. Previously, sir, I was assigned as investigator,
Okay.
sir, before I became a lawyer, sir.
Right. So again, since you conducted one, if there is death or there is an injury or one the motorist namatay,
Yes.
will the traffic investigator conduct an investigation and submit a formal report, or will just wait for the complaint of the family of the victim?
No, we could effect arrest, sir. Then we could file the complaint. Then document the whole thing, sir.
So if there's a complaint being filed, that is a complaint filed before the police office or a complaint filed before the prosecutor's office?
Come again, sir.
The complaint that you're referring to, is that the complaint filed before the traffic police office or the complaint filed before the prosecutor's office?
The complaint filed before the traffic enforcement officer.
So the
Because we were the ones who filed the case before the prosecutor's officer.
so
Be that as it may, sir, this involves public crime.
yeah, so
When
the,
is-
yeah, so the complainant, let's say the victim, the family of the one who died, files the complaint before your office, before you file it before the prosecutor's office.
if I may, sir, reckless imprudence resulting in homicide is considered as a public crime, regardless of the complaint coming from the private party. The police officer may themselves initiate the complaint and file it before the prosecutor's office.
I'm talking about what is the practice right now. I'm not asking the procedure.
Yes, sir.
I'm asking kung sa inyong proseso karon ba. Kung na'y mamatay, na may injury, no? Ang family sa namatay nga driver, asam sila mga file og kaso diya sa traffic office or ngadto diso sa fiscal.
They will file a complaint. The investigator at TEU will process the documents, sir, that will be filed before the.
So the traffic investigator
Yes.
file ko now. Okay. Since the traffic investigator will be filing the complaint based on the complaint filed by the family of the victim, right? Would you require the respondent to answer the complaint first before you file it before the fiscal's office?
Sir, there is this right forum for that, sir. Before the prosecutor's office, sir, instead of availing inquest, sir, the arrested person could avail of preliminary investigation, sir. That's the time he could submit or introduce his pieces of evidence, sir.
So you don't require the other party to answer.
As a matter of practice, sir, basta na complainant, sir, we will document, then we will seek pieces of evidence. If tanaw na mo, sir, na igong kapasikaran, we will file it before the prosecutor's office. If mo argue ang pikas party, sir, then that's the time he could introduce his own evidence, sir, through counter affidavit, sir.
And the one that you attach to your complaint to the prosecutor's office is the affidavit of the victim.
And
The
the witnesses he can
family of the
produce,
complainant.
along with pieces of evidence.
Do you include a police report
Yes, of course, sir.
finding what?
The party at fault, sir. If that is the finding of the investigator, sir.
So there is
For the record, sir, we do not file a case if tanaw namo, sir, nga walay sayop ang pikas party, sir. That will be absurd, sir. That will cause the dismissal of the case along the way, sir. Then it will give a negative implication as to the work of the police.
I'd like to add, Attorney Capanas, with the discussion right now.
Based on experience, sir, Mr. Chair, I think Cebu City before, I'm not talking about the present situation, they normally arrest, based on what you said, as a matter of practice. And also, they have invoked last year chance, the doctrine of last although I'm not really familiar if there is really manual to support that one. Based also on the discussions earlier, sir, I just thought, what if the policeman effected the arrest and then later on it turned out that there was a mistake on arresting that person? What would be the outcome of that traffic investigation report? Will officer truthfully stated in the police report that the person who was arrested was not really supposed to be arrested? And if that is the case, will the policeman be really have the courage to face whatever the repercussions, if that is the case? Or will the policeman just, okay, since we already have effected the arrest, then we have to put it on record that the person who was arrested was really the person who is supposed to be the at fault party?
Everybody? Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. I just want to add on regarding on the gentleman in connection Cons Carlo talked about regarding the practice, because personally our family experienced this matter when my brother was detained during the ASEAN summit, but it was not really his fault because ang motor mismo siya nibangga dito sa sakyanan directly to the windshield. So, but my brother was detained one day, and naghuwat sila, no? Waiting for the party sa katong namatyan na file of complaint. As for our experience, no, this is really an eye opener for both agencies, no? The LGU and of course the police. Okay. I believe na kalpong kadungog na ay policy sa katabiingon ni Sir Gadiano, ang PNP, it's good, but hopefully that would be practice also to all. Okay, sa nahitabo man good sa ako ang brother, this is our experience na ila lang pagawson ang akong igsuon if dili mo file o complaint ang katong namatyan. No, not really the intention na kung kinsay sadaan, kung ang ako bag yung igsuon or ang katubag yun sila, no? Kay sa tinuod lang yun, klaro man, no? Naman to yung CCTV na gi-provide na siya yun ibangga kay hubog niya under the influence of drugs also, and iangkon sa ng family, no? So nangayo na sila og 50,000. Then gipagawas dayon ng ako ang igsuon. So wala dito na practice ang giingon na ako igsuon mo gisadaan, gipagawas lang siya kitong gibayran man sila og 50,000. Diba? So that's why I'm happy, no? Na-discuss din siya, no? Through the initiative of Cons Carlo regarding on this matter, not just because of my brother, no? As one of the legislator here in the city of Mandaue, hopefully this should be corrected. And if ever, those manuals or policies sa PNP, it should be practiced based on the paper na yes, there is a policy, but it is not practiced sa tanan yun ng mga agencies connected to PNP, especially for this kanang naimamatay. No? Kay mao man jud na mao man ginay case na if naimamatay, so dapat jud prisuhon sa because na pa investigation if who is at fault. Okay? So that is just my sentiments regarding on this matter, and hopefully since there and based on the it would be a win-win. It would not, this ordinance would not be siguro, okay, if ever, it will be clash onto the existing policy. Katong i-suggest ni mo, attorney, na i-change lang. That would be all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Romel Delmar.
Thank you, Attorney Carlo. Naminaw ako sa explanation, but then again, I'm just really confused how to go about this, because we believe we have the national law and we cannot supersede the national law. But anyhow, Sir PNP, we are an HPG. We kaaway in this matter. In fact, we need your help on how to go So I'd like to ask your help on how to go about this ordinance. Realize lang siya in Mandawi City. That will be all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is everybody's time. Og panalitan, pwedeng ka, di ka mo-violate sa traffic, hinay ra kapadagan, and then suddenly na ay tao nga danghag lang naong pinabditsog dasmag yung sakyanan mo pa na disgrasya, kunya ikaw pa'y prisuhon. I think that is what is being feared by everybody, nga mapriso ta, nga wa ta isa. So I think you should also understand where ang kuhan lang siguro ni Attorney Carlo or Cons Carlo nga nalay gamay nga pagsabot diya dapita because everybody could be situation nga maski nag-unsa pa nato magbantay mag-drive nga naay magdanghag nga kita man oy prisuhon nga experience siguro ni traffic na nagunong ang sakyanan. Das magdres luyo. So nag-whiplash nya. Paguman ana may nakabayad. So mo na siya ang scenario. Worse kung palitan na ay death or injury. So mo na siya ang kining ko because sa akong isulti ganina in the advent of what happened in Cambaro. Ingon ato nga ug butang lang nato ug wa to siya moadto sa kubangan ang katong motorcycle to the deceased. Di kita to siya mahitabo. But I know there are some technicalities that would have been observed. But things happen. But ingon ato nga scenario could have been avoided by both parties. Thank you.
Anyways, you don't let pay for the recklessness of the other person, which is what's happening right now. Gawas mo priso, ikaw pa magawa sa kwarta. Yeah. Di ba na like 1,000, usually 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. Yeah, tungod lang kina-priso naman. Pugos na lang dyan. So, mambitang itong appeal ni Councilor Delmar, let's ensure that justice would prevail, no? Okay. It's getting rampant. So it will also dismiss lang.
We also dismiss when we find during preliminary investigation that the victim was actually the offending party or katong siya was the one who was at fault, then we dismiss the case to them.
Thank you for that, Fiscal. But mali na. Detain na, priso na. Imagine na, madakpon ka Friday, magawas ka Lunes na. Yes, Pep.
Afternoon. So, as I heard, you mentioned that you have cases that has been dismissed. So, are we safe to say that there has been endorsement from the police to the prosecutor for a case pero na dismiss? So, it means nga na there's something lacking dito sa PNP pag investigate. So, what happens to the investigator as if nothing happened lang, no? So, and to add, what is the purpose, asking the PNP, what is the purpose of one to be detaining the person? What's the purpose of him to be detained? Kay I'm pretty sure most of those who have cars, decent cars, have insurance, and they can, ask the insurance to pay for whatever damages or to settle everything. So I don't think that happens in other countries, no? Kanang i-detain kung patay. You don't do that right away. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
In that particular case, a CCTV footage was submitted during the preliminary investigation. The respondent, the person arrested, was able to amplify in his defense that the party at fault was actually the deceased, and it was substantiated by the CCTV footage nga nag-lane splitting ang katong motorcycle. Oh yeah, detained at the with the yes.
Canada Por, may direct to add something from the HPG?
Attorney, ang Mr. Chair, ang akong kwan lang is ang term lang sa ato ang kwan from traffic investigation, kasi wala, dili na nato ginagamit ang traffic investigation karon, especially sa PNP. What we are using now is road crash investigation. So that is in conformity with the internationally accepted terms, road crash investigation. Road crash investigation. Road crash, yes. Sa una, ang highway patrol before ma-release sa field, na ay duha ka courses ang ilang i-undertake, the MCRC and the traffic accident investigation course. But now it was changed from traffic accident investigation course to road crash investigation course. Because if we talk about traffic accident, murag naagi culpability na dayon ang kinsay buhi. Whereas kung sa road crash investigation, ato sang imbestigahan tanan the circumstances surrounding it in order to found out who has the culpability during the road crash. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Janet, for that injection. So, any other comments from team? Any
Mr. Chair.
Recommendations?
Mr. Chair. I would just like to connect, sir, sa imong giingon. Asa ta guidelines ng road crash investigation, sir?
Usually sir katong sa ato ang katong gibanggit ni Sir, gibanggit ni Attorney Capanas katong sa SOP. Dito nagsugod sir katong sir nga from traffic accident investigation. Dito na ang road crash investigation, sir. Kaya sa conduct of road crash investigation, sir, it is not only the culpability of the person involved during the road crash, but also the we will determine the roadworthiness of the motor or vehicle involved during the accident, sir.
I see. Okay. So that means all circumstances considered.
Yes.
Okay. Not just the immediate makita dayon mo na siya kwan. So I think we will pick up along the line along sa kana siya nga kwan. So thank you very much.
Yes. Do you operate the same rules sa local traffic o sa HPG? Sa investigation, the same procedure ba?
Usually sir, kami sa HPG sir, kung na mga accident na dili ra kayo major, we will give it to the local police station, sir, local traffic investigator. But the HPG, based on the SOP sir, basta na ay mga patay nga 3 up or it catches the attention of the national media, so that's the time wherein the highway patrol will intervene, sir, and do the investigation. Usually, sir, ang trabaho man yun sa HPG is more on the anti-carnapping law, which is under Republic Act 10883, the new anti-carnapping law of 2016, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Chair, regarding on your last statement, attorney, I guess wag naputol to. Sa gito imong gistorya, you are talking about what if not at fault na to ang katong gidetain, and what would be the, I think that's your last na naputol.
Yeah, possible conflict of the arrest and the outcome of the investigation. Possible conflict, meaning at first somebody was arrested, and then in the report the one who was arrested was found not at fault.
So you're suggesting that what would be what would happen to the arrested person since he was not at fault?
No, actually, sir, I think the offended party still has remedies under our current system. But if this ordinance will really have to be passed, then we will have to make some revisions, like the one I suggested earlier, that when the investigation has already started, then the police officer can already effect arrest without waiting for the release of the report itself. Because if that is the case, I think that is consistent with the warrantless arrest. Although I'm not sure if that will answer the concerns of Councilor Carlo.
Great, yes.
Just to highlight this one, which I remembered when this happened to me with my barkada, which Lieutenant Ator brought up. The purpose, Mango DI, of the driver being detained, dili mo gud to detained ang word way back. It was called safekeeping, kay para dili kahilabtan sa katong, especially sa katong namatay. No, this is what we also happened to us when akong barkada namatay pod among kontra, no. So i-safekeep siya. So either way, no, whether prisuhon ka, naa ka sa police station or wherever, especially sa Mindanao, mo na grabe mo baus mo na sila. So probably we would like to ask also Attorney Capanas and the lawyers, no, to come up how yun unsaon pag not probably get away, but how as much as possible dili mapriso ang katong not at fault basically na driver. Unsaon yun ba pag-craft sa ordinance and everything para di sad mo clash sa Supreme Court rules. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir. As a final note, sir, admittedly, your Philippine National Police is not perfect. We are a work in progress, but we are more than willing to work hand in hand with the local government unit of Mandawi City, sir, together with the private sectors and the stakeholders present, sir, to better improve the services the PNP provide. At the end of the day, sir, it is the constituents of Mandawi that will benefit at the end of the day, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Fiscal?
Mr. Chair, my submission is that there are many provisions in this proposed ordinance that run counter to the rules of court on presumption of regularity in the performance of the police officers. Kay may tabo ang magpanuko naman sila gyud og pag-responde ba to the traffic accident if an ordinance like this kanang that as proposed will be passed into an ordinance na gyud. So what we can do, especially rather than crafting an ordinance, maybe we can just improve the services of the police officers, like immediately making a traffic accident report, even if the complainant or the injured party will not manifest his intention to file the case. Pragmatic ba nga kung naay anang incident, they will do right away a traffic accident report, and other areas where they can improve. Okay.
Thank you. Mr. Wipil? Team? Attorney Capanas, parting words?
No, I think two things can be done simultaneously, sir. One is to review the proposed measure, and two is to look at the PNP manual, because it may have an implication not only in the city of Mandawi but also nationally.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, I just want to have a question, not regards to the ordinance. Is it possible, since he mentioned before it was the word safekeeping, na if ever man gani na aksidente namatay, dili siya i-detain dito gyud sa rehas gyud ba? Is it a possible a step sa inyong and sa PNP na there should be a designated if this matter with regards to the accident na namatay, so dili jud siya ipriso dayon, but a space provided in the police station na dito lang sila ibutang, not really na isud yun sila sa prisuhan. No, is that a possibility? It can be possible?
For safekeeping purposes, sir, yes, sir, we can provide a facility for that, sir. Then jurisprudence would tell us, sir, that there is this waiting time, sir. Waiting time wherein hatagan sa gamayng time si police to facilitate everything, sir, before someone may be arrested, sir. Pero
So that's possible.
yes, sir, of
We can
course,
do
sir.
that.
Yes, sir, of course.
So why not? Yes.
As I said, sir,
Based on our experience, wako kabaw sa uban na hitabo. Based on nakita na ko sa TV and my brother, gisulod man gyud siya sa katuyong na areas gyud. So, yeah, because that is very traumatic. Okay? That is very traumatic.
Nindot na siya. Interact lang ko, Mr. Chair. Of course, muna siya ang atong ideal, di lang siguro isud sa silda. No, but you know, these police officers are also very careful with respect to putting into custody those, di pa man na sila prisoners, good. No? But the infidelity of the custody of those persons nga simba ko o manibat yan no, na kamo masad mo magukdon. So mo sana ang kwan, we have to balance everything, and I think this is a good exercise, Mr. Chair, that of course we're still in the process of crafting. That's why the purpose of this public hearing is to get the views of everyone, especially the PNP, because they're the enforcers of traffic and kaning mga yun aning situations. And also we don't want also to put you on the spot nga di na lang yan mo manakop, no, tungod lang ani ganani siya. So mahog nga everybody is on the losing end. Okay, what if sad ato ibalik kami sad mo na igog ginato nya gibuhian ninyo because of that ordinance. So ato lang i-balance tanan. So anyway, this is still kining kining nagsastorya pumanta. So ato lang ni siya ko nga win-win situation. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you to all the members, and thank you also to yes.
Attorney Panglas, kanang because na brought up maning safekeeping thing and I remember sa one of the mga topics sa Siboroderos way before was kaning mga armored truck, kung makadisgrasya sila. Then we were also coordinating ato sa police and before with their SOPs. And then basin ma-apply lang sa nato with this ba na may na-open up man ni nato na atong safekeeping, okay raman day kung di lang dito sa prisuhan and everything ba. Yeah. Sa armored truck, what we know is if maka-aksidente sila, I don't know if the police can confirm ani, but we kanang pwede ra sila mobilin og calling card and some documents and everything, and then they proceed, especially kung loaded daw sila. So basin pwede na nato ma-apply sa person. Okay, like for those mga honest and kanang na motorist ba na di ba surrender ta kung ato gyud kung na-disgrasya, or we will lang na sige mag-contact lang me or mani among mga contact or akong pangalan everything. Basin sa pwede similar things ba. Thank you.
With due respect with PNP, I think they're very open with that kasi na-experience ko rin ako mismo. Nabangga ko diri sa Susun number. It was really my fault. Nakatulog ko. Kaya nag-inom kong tambal kay bago ko na-operahan. So, wato na ko tuyo kay nag-lunch man mi. Remember, attorney? Nag-lunch mi diri sa reclamation. Naning ko lang nakalimot kong inom sa akong tambal pag morning. So, after lunch, gid ko inom ni ko, mauli ko. Kay, kana makatulog niya ko. in which nakatulog yun ko pag drive na ko, pag mata na ko na siya sa atong tubangan, guba gid ako sa kanan, guba yung likod. Then again, gikuha ko ni Mayor Glenn, gidala ko niya, nanawag ko sa traffic. Unsa kong buhaton? Ingon sila, ma'am, diha lang ka. Na-explain ko nila situation, gisandan ako sila sa akong katong medical. Kay naara ba diri ang party, basig magkagubot niya. We'll discuss on silang gusto and then you can come in. That's how flexible they are if given a chance. Kay mo sa to ang situation yun. Ingon jud ko nga mato ko sa inyong office and sila ma'am magkagubot niya. Nya kabaw bi nga imong situation ingon ani. So we were working nga ingon ana lang with that case.
Again, thank you very much for all your contributions, your insights, all the resource persons, the Philippine National Police, HPG, our Mandaluyong City Police Office, and then Office of City Prosecutor, all of the people, Attorney Capanas, Dean Capanas. Maybe ask perhaps a copy of, and then the members of the committee. Salamat kayo. We will take everything into consideration, all your inputs. But ang bigger story is actually this. Our overall objective is to ensure a safety in the roads. No? Ba? Yeah, kung di nga may tabo na mag-aksidente, as much as possible, at least there is fairness. No? Because it will only contribute to more social injustice if an innocent ends up being detained or being arrested for a crime they didn't actually commit. Later on, we'll find out. So when the courts eventually or the prosecutor eventually dismisses the complaint. So kana lang dun siya ang sa mga interest po nato to ensure a just, safe, and humane community in the city of Mandaue. So with that, I thank you. I thank all of you, and we now adjourn this committee hearing.